Welcome to this video about learned behavior and self-criticism. How this really impacts the feelings of inadequacy. In this video, we will try and understand why the feeling of inadequacy comes to us either as a learned behavior, something that we've learned in our childhood, or it comes because of the criticism that we have inside. For this, we will talk about transactional analysis theory. So I'll explain this theory in brief to you, and then I will talk about 3 ways in which this theory can help to understand the kind of learned behavior and self-criticism that comes to us and creates the feeling of inadequacy. So first, let's talk about transactional analysis theory. This theory was presented by Eric Berne, and basically what he said is that we all have 3 kind of personas within. He called it ego states. To avoid any confusion with the colloquial meaning of ego, I'm going to use personas instead. So basically he said that we have 3 personas within us: a parent, a child, and an adult. The parent persona is the recordings of everything that we experienced our parents or parental figures do or say when we were young. When I say young, I mean about 1 to 5 years of age, or rather 0 to 5 years of age. So during that time of childhood, whatever our parents did or said, it kind of got recorded in our mind. It's like a tape recorder. Everything got recorded, and this recording forms the part of a parent persona. Similarly, whatever we felt inside as a response to what was happening outside, which is what our parental figures did or said, or any other experiences we had, the feelings we felt inside got recorded in the child persona. So 2 tape recorders, one parent tape recorder, one child tape recorder. And the third persona is the adult. Adult is like the CPU of a computer. It basically takes in logical input and churns it out, processes the information, and figures out calculatively what is it that we should do in response to this particular situation. So the next 3 aspects are going to cover the parent persona and how it impacts our feelings of inadequacy. It is very important to remember we are not blaming anybody here. We're not blaming parents. The idea is just to understand how our early childhood experiences affect the feelings of inadequacy or our beliefs or our thoughts over a period of time, and how it impacts even our adult life. So let's look at the first one. How parent persona affects our learned behavior. So whatever our parent or parental figures did got accumulated or got recorded in our mind. And this forms the basis of how we ought, should, and must behave. And this creates the belief system that we hold throughout life. So we continue to behave in this manner that we've been taught. Of course, there are changes over a period of time, but the base behavior always remains the same. Now, if we have accumulated information about certain inadequacy, so for example, if our parents or we observed our parents or other parental figures experience a constant sense of inadequacy, a constant sense of low self-worth, this got recorded. So while they didn't teach it to us, we also record everything that they do or they say. And hence, if we observed or perceived them to have constant feeling of inadequacy or low self-worth, where they felt that they do not have enough, they are not good enough, they should have a better car, better money, they should have a better house, or perhaps they felt like they should be better themselves, we also tend to replicate that behavior, because it's a tape recorder. It's got recorded in our mind, and when we grow as adults, we have a high tendency to replay the same behavior. This is learned behavior. We have learned this behavior from our parents, and as a result of the tape recorder, this behavior kind of unconsciously seeps in. This they may not have taught, but we have observed and learned. So when we become older, we also portray ourselves or present ourselves or think like that. And due to this, what tends to happen is we start having the same feelings of inadequacy. Even if we have more than our parents, even if we have a better life, more money, better job, better house, better car, but the feelings that we have learned, the thoughts, the belief systems that we have learned continue within us as well, especially when we operate from the parent persona. So these personas can also take over, right? And if you're operating either primarily through parent persona, or the parent persona gets triggered within you due to some stimulus or situations, you will tend to feel the same feelings of inadequacy and the same feelings of I am not good enough, I should have more. This forms the first reason of why we feel this kind of inadequacy, because it's not only one generation, but several generations have been copying this learned behavior from each other and continuing it. Our parents learned it from our grandparents, and they learned it from their parents, and they learned it from their parents. Because they always felt like there was some bit of inadequacy, especially in older times when you would feel that basic survival needs were not so easily available, right? So there was some or the other form of inadequacy usually present, and that feeling of inadequacy continued even if the lifestyle improved, even if the situation improved. So this is one aspect which you should be conscious of, that parents' thoughts, behaviors that you have emulated, observed, may actually come out in your adulthood, especially when you get your first job, when you get married, when you hit the goalposts in which you saw your parents. Those times or that kind of situation triggers the parent persona within you. When you yourself become a parent, it triggers the parent persona within you, and you could experience the same kind of feelings.